here to share the plan with you. Sounds like a spy show is going to be. Carol Ann Baldwin is here to talk about your gardens and your lawns. The show is called In the Garden with Carol Ann. Carol Ann is a master gardener, which is not an easy thing to become. It takes some testing and some lessons and all that. And anyway, the phone number is 622-9622. This is a full hour show, so you've got plenty of time to ask your questions. And we all learn when you ask questions because I pay attention, and whether I use that information is up to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you may hear it, but if you're playing on doing something else, it's not working.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm real good.
You had a nice time out.
Nice little vacation.
How long were you on your camping trip?
From Tuesday, I got back Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
And you said the tent. I heard you talking to Joe that the tent.
My tent was
stayed dry on the inside, even though that is amazing.
It was the most beautiful park. It's a long drive up there, but we were talking about it last week. The T.H. Stone Memorial Park on St. Joseph Peninsula.
Nice.
It's you actually you cross over the Appalachian, so you actually do change times. We did not realize that until later. When you look at the clock and you look at the phone and you're going, why is that different?
Oh,
what
I didn't
did we
realize
do?
that was Central Time Zone.
I didn't know it either.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't paying attention. But a gorgeous beach, just gorgeous park, wonderful time. The heavens did decide to open on Friday night, but other than that, we had no rain. Temperatures were perfect.
Oh, so it just rained a little bit.
It rained like all get out.
Oh, it did?
It started Friday night to Saturday morning. We were already asleep.
Oh, and then by that time it was done, though.
And no, it's Saturday morning. It was still raining. We had to pack up wet gear, which we had about an hour and a half break that we were able to, while it was raining, and we got things together. We got the boxes packed, the sleeping bags rolled, all that stuff ready. Just had to wait for a break in the rain to get it in the car because it was raining. But it was a fabulous time all the way around. And we do know which campsite we had because that was a high one that the water would not have come into the tent. Because there was 2 inches of water in the campsite. So
other people got rained out.
There were the 3 sites to the left of us were underwater where you would have put your tent.
Oh, really? Was it a campsite that has like a washer and a dryer?
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do. But it would have been a little nasty if you were spending the week. Hopefully, if you put your tents upright, the water if your tent's a good tent, and you put it upright, you shouldn't have water coming in unless you get like 6 inches of water on the ground. But they did say they had 4.5 inches of rain in that rain event, which was a lot in a 6 or 7 hour.
I know this isn't about gardening, but here, real quick, I have a fond memory of being camping with my son when he was little. He was a teenager. And it poured, and everything got soaking wet, inside and outside. You couldn't have got any wetter if you jumped into the river. That's how wet it was.
Yeah.
But it's such a fond memory, isn't it?
Yeah,
isn't it crazy how sometimes when things go wrong,
they go right. It's okay.
Yeah, sometimes,
it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. Well, I have fond memories. Same thing of the same kind of trips, or even trenching out around somebody else's tent when they were flooded.
I love you guys. I mean, I live vicariously through you. I finally saw what your husband looks like. I don't think you ever posted a picture before.
He's not on Facebook. So he's been in some of the pictures, but usually you're not sure unless anybody. But,
And you have a phone call coming in, I think. I thought I hit the button. Let me do it again. All right. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Morning.
It seems way back when I was a much younger man with my kids growing up, every time we went camping, it rained. You can always count on it. I think at least one of the 2 or 3 days was rain. But so, we just have to adapt to it like you did.
That's it. That's all you can do.
Yeah, right. The reason I'm calling now, I planted about 5 years ago 42 viburnum bushes across my backyard. And late April, I had them trimmed up kind of nice so they look good through most of the summer. Of course, with all the rain and everything else, they've grown quite a bit. I have a lawn service guy that does that for me because it's kind of a big job.
Yeah.
If I have him come in now towards the end of this month, they're pretty much stopped growing, or would they still grow quite a bit?
They shouldn't grow too much, but yeah, you could go ahead and get one last pruning in. Try to get it done in the next, couple weeks. We're already at the 15th of the month. Yeah. So we're halfway through the month already. So yeah, try to get that done. You usually want to get anything like that done here before the 1st of October for sure. And anything that might need fertilizer.
Right, and then of course we got to, if you would do it later, you always got to kind of think about frost that might damage new growth.
Right. Any new growth that'll come on, it shouldn't be that that much. It won't be extensive. At least we'll at least have a chance to harden off. We get a little tougher, get a little more mature, to where when we do get cold weather, say November, December, January, it's not going to get damaged.
Yeah. Now these plants have been in for probably getting closer to 6 years to mature. In the wintertime, if we do happen to hit kind of a dry spell, which we can, do they need watering, or are they mature enough that they're well established that I don't have to water them?
You shouldn't need to water them, but if you wanted to, when we do, when we start to get into that dry where we're not getting any rain at all for 2 and 3 weeks at a time, I wouldn't think about watering them every week, but maybe once a month, maybe twice a month if you wanted to. Not necessary, though. They'll be fine.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep, you're welcome.
And the phone lines are open if you want to call Carol Ann. The number is 622-9622. I see some people looking online. They might be out of the area, so the area code is 352.
Cool.
352-622-9622.
Yeah. And just as a thing, it is the middle of September, or maybe we can get into this today, is if you want to fertilize anything, or think you need to fertilize anything, this is the time to do it. Lawn included. Really, we want to finish fertilizing the lawn for the year. This month.
Then you're done, huh?
And then you're done, right? Because people, we had a little touch of cool. Just a reminder that it is September.
Felt good,
It was a gorgeous day yesterday. Hope everybody got a chance to enjoy it. And even I think our temperatures are now no longer reaching those 90s.
Right, 84 today.
84 today. If we hit 90, we're going good. So we're in that time of year. It's going to start to cool down. So we'll talk a little bit about autumn and coming into wintertime. I see the time too on our way back. We got time for a call?
I think so.
Okay.
If not, we can break it up between now and the break. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hey, good morning, Carol.
Mm-hmm.
This is Dennis.
Yeah.
I had called you, some months ago and asking about cutting back dazzle pepper plants, and you said it was okay.
Right.
And I didn't do it because they was still producing and going crazy.
Sure.
Well, now that I've got 4 Ziploc gallon bags in my freezer, I don't care if I lose some. Is this a good time to cut them back?
I probably would not cut the peppers back now. I would wait, because we're gonna turn cold and nature will knock them back. They're probably too big to put a bucket over, obviously.
They're damn near as tall as me.
Oh my goodness.
So I can bring them in to protect them.
Right. I would still wait, because they're not apt to leaf back out or begin to branch. I would wait till spring.
Now, another question is, do you like some nice dazzle pepper hot sauce?
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Is there a refrigerator there at the
at the station?
Radio station?
Yeah.
There is? Because the way I make it,
it's a refrigerated sauce?
It has to be refrigerated, because normal hot sauce you don't.
Right.
But the way I make it, and I'm not going to tell you.
No, secret recipe. Secret recipe.
I don't have to kill you.
That's right.
My secret recipe. But I'll make some and drop it off.
Oh, that'd be great.
You won't be there, but I'll put your name on it. And
all right.
If Larry wants some, I'll make some for him.
All right, thank you.
If he tastes this, he's going to want some.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay.
But I'll deal with that later.
All right. Sounds good.
Have a good time.
Thank you,
Dennis.
All right, we will take a little break. We'll be right back. If you want to call Carol Ann, you're invited to do that. We want you to call. The number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating, no accident. Mixture of sun and clouds today with a shower thunderstorm, high of 85 to 89, partly cloudy. Still a shower thunderstorm around tonight, a low 72 to 78. Now tomorrow and Thursday are going to be fairly cloudy with numerous showers and thunderstorms. It'll cool off temperatures a little with high of 83 to 87 tomorrow. Thursday's high is 82 to 85. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
PPIR is a networking group formed to serve the realtor and small business community. It primarily serves the real estate and construction industry, but is open to all businesses that provide any service or product to the real estate business community. PPIR has no membership dues or fees for attendees. The watchwords are keep it simple and maximize networking time. PPIR chapters generally meet once a month after business hours. For the information on this, call 352-615-9412 or go to events@ppirevents.com. PPIR, professional people in real estate. Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
19 minutes after 9 o'clock. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. The show is called In the Garden with Carol Ann because that's what she talks about is gardens, gardening things, lawns, trees, and anything associated with that mulch. And your phone calls are an important part of this show. The number is 622-9622. If you're listening online and you're out of the area code is 352-622-9622. Soon to be syndicated, by the way.
Oh, that's one day we hope.
One day.
One day we hope. Just as a couple things so that just some calendar upkeep instead of landscaping upkeep. They extended the registration for Florida Gardening 101 till today. You have to register before the end of business today over at Extension Office. The phone over there is 671-8400. This is the one. It's 5 days, 5 evenings from 6 to 8:30. I believe it is 6 to 8:30. Yes, I couldn't find my right spot. Each evening, September 21st through the 25th, and it's a new to the area, new to gardening, new to landscaping, you're a new homeowner and you'd like to learn how to take care of the lawn, this is the thing to do. And they did this one in the evening so that if you work, you might be able to have a chance to attend. It is $30 per person or $50 per couple, which is non-refundable, but it covers the materials and light snacks. But you do have till the end of business today, and it starts on the 21st of September. And then I was asked, I think I did mention this one once before, with the Florida Friendly Landscaping, the FFL. It used to be Florida Yards and Neighborhoods. They changed it to Florida Friendly Landscaping. And that one, we have a new agent in that office. Kathleen Patterson was that. She retired, moved up to her mountain in Georgia, and is enjoying retirement with her dogs. But Jack LaCroix, I think. I probably messed up his last name. But he's the new agent. He's going to come in a couple weeks so he can talk about himself, and that he unfortunately was busy today, or he was going to come in today. So in a couple weeks he'll be in. But he's got the Florida Friendly Landscaping Challenge. This is Saturday, October the 17th from 9 to 5. So it's a whole day kind of thing. It's $15, but includes snacks and lunch. And you need to pre-register for this one by the 3rd of October. So if you're on the phone for Florida Gardening 101, you might go ahead and register for that one at the same time. And they're going to it's a whole in-depth course on Florida-friendly landscaping principles, putting the right plant in the right place, water efficiency, proper fertilization, mulching, attracting wildlife into the landscape, yard pests, how to manage them, recycling your yard waste, reducing stormwater runoff to protect the waterfront. If not everybody lives on waterfront, but there's a few of them. And I've got one more if I can manage to bring it up here. We got this one. This one's the digital version, and this one's a digital. This is workshops with the Florida-friendly landscaping, and these are Thursdays in October at the Freedom Library. So the one off of 95th Street, off of State Road 200. And these are Thursdays from 1 to 3 p.m. Looks like every Thursday in October. The 1st, the 8th, the 15th, and 22nd. And going down the line, it'll be the introduction and the right plant in the right place. The 8th will be mulching and watering efficiently. The 15th is lawn maintenance. And the 22nd is managing yard pests and attracting wildlife. This one, registration is free, but it is limited seating. So again, call Terry over there at Extension at 671-8400. But he's got some, I'm excited to have him come in and tell us about him and where he's going to take the Florida-friendly landscaping program. Within the county, we have a very successful program. I think Kathleen Patterson was very instrumental in getting some of the things within the homeowners associations on being able to change your lawn, being able to eliminate some of that lawn area in favor of landscaped areas, because we know that landscaped areas generally need less water and less fertilizer and less pest control and so that benefits the environment. Saves you money, saves you some time, and we still get water recharge from those areas, but it's clean recharge. So, it'll be interesting to talk with him.
Have you any reports on the lake levels going up at all, or all this rain? Are we getting?
I haven't really. I haven't looked too much on. I haven't really looked too much on that. I haven't heard any. That there's not further decline. Obviously, that we've gotten a lot of rain, and we're still getting a good amount of rain, even though we're here into the middle of September.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Because usually we slack off.
Is Orange Lake getting? It seems like it's recovering from.
I believe it probably is. I don't want tropical weather, but the rains from tropical weather really do recharge our lakes and things like that quite a bit, and we haven't had anything like that in the last couple of years to really put 5 and 6 and 8 inches of rain at one given time. Does fill those areas
and
up.
You have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hey, good morning, Carol.
Good morning.
Good morning, Larry.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, you back home?
Yeah, man.
All right.
I got news for you. I stepped off that plane. The humidity just dang near took me out. Golly. And Cross Creek is overflowing at the bridge. If you know where the bridge is, at Cross Creek, it's out of the river.
Is that right?
Wow. Well, good.
So does that connect to Orange Lake?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that means the lake is doing good.
Then the lake must be up. Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Anyway, Sunday, I decided to pull up a couple of large sago palms.
Okay.
In the process, they have the pups with the leaves on them, where they have a sprout. But I got a dozen of them out of there that hadn't sprouted yet. And just for giggles and grins, I put them in a large basin with ordinary builder sand and water. Will they make, or should I just go ahead and throw them out?
No, they should sprout out. They should take root, and that's probably the best way. This because the builder's sand will stay moist, but it's clean. You didn't bring anything, any bugs or anything into them. They are sometimes a little touchy on transplanting, but you can be successful with them. In a large tub and moisten that and just tuck it. I would tuck it in the shade somewhere and almost forget about it. Just so it doesn't flood or anything like that. You don't want it to, to get saturated full of water, but just kind of try to keep that moist a little bit, and give it a shot.
Well, I got a bunch of them off of there that had sprouted and had 5 or 6 fronds on them, and gave those away. People just, I'll take them. Got rid of those, and this is just an experiment. We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, it's just fun. That's all.
All right, thank you guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, Joe. Good to hear from you.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye. Yeah, that's an easy way to do. That they don't always take, just like with any cutting, in a way, if it doesn't already have roots on it, it's something it may take some time to do. But putting them in what harm does it do is taking them, putting them in a tub. It's got some moist sand in there, keeping it moist, and it may take, I would try to leave them alone for at least 6 weeks before I started peeking to see if any roots are forming, or at least give it till next spring and see.
And you have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hi, Carol Ann. Hugh again. Real quick. You guys were talking about lake levels and stuff. When we first come down to Florida back in '95, our first home was out on the lake, out in the forest. And the water levels were up pretty good even back then, but down from what they were historically, maybe 25 years before that. But going out there a couple of weeks back and visiting, the levels are down. They have come back to some extent, but the consensus of most of the people that have been out there for forever say they don't ever expect that water to be where it was when they first were there, maybe many years back. And a lot of people, not new people, but the ones that are out there are redoing their piers with the idea of the same with the lake level as it is now, and they're tearing out their old piers when they're way out of the water. It looks kind of funny, in fact. But I know personally, when I was out there personally, I put the pier in when the water was up nice, and I had a 70-foot pier that ran out. And the water was almost up to the top of the pier. 5 years later, when I sold the home, the water was about 20 feet away from the end of the pier.
Wow.
That's how much water was lost.
Wow.
The consensus out there is that these people really feel with all the development and this, that, and whatnot, and it'll never come back to those kind of levels.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I know. Yeah, a lot of people say with all the influx of people and all the wells and things like that's what's pulled it down. I'm not sure, because most of your lakes are not spring fed; they are rainwater fed.
Right, exactly.
And so,
like you pointed out, it's been 10 years since we've had we don't want a hurricane, but a near hurricane where you can get your 8-10 inch rainfall, which really is helpful. But that just hasn't happened. Although we had wet summers and winters now.
Yeah, it's right. It just hasn't been that quantity all at one time seems to be what recharges those the best.
Yeah. Well, anyway, anybody that's interested in lake property should be aware of the fact that even though we've had rains and stuff, that those lake levels might still continue to go away, and the lakes themselves might disappear.
Sure.
Yeah, could be. All right, we've got to take a little break. Thank you, Hugh. Appreciate the call. We'll take a little break and be right back. We want your phone call, 622-9622.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. As the migrant crisis grows, the German chancellor says Germany and Austria are calling for a special EU summit next week. Meanwhile, on the Serbian border with Hungary, thousands of migrants are stuck, trapped after Hungary sealed its borders last night and closed the official crossing. Poland's prime minister says the country will receive refugees, but expect them to return home when their countries are safe. Police say an instructor at Mississippi's Delta State, who's accused of killing 2 people, has shot himself to death.
They say early Monday morning, Shannon Lamb allegedly shot and killed Amy Prentice, his live-in girlfriend. They say he then drove 300 miles to Delta State University, where he allegedly killed fellow professor Ethan Schmidt.
Fox's Kelly Wright. And U.S. retail sales rise 0.2% in August. Fox News, we report. You decide.
There is something about the road that beckons, that invites us to pack up the family and leave the world behind. And there is something about an industry-leading unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz that gives us the freedom to do exactly that. You take to the highway, rack up the miles for up to 3 years, and drive with the assurance that your Mercedes-Benz is covered. You have the security of being in a car that has been certified to Mercedes-Benz standards, while you enjoy a carefree ownership experience for miles and miles. But while the mileage is unlimited, your time to take advantage of our certified pre-owned sales event is not. Now through September 30th, you can also receive complimentary prepaid maintenance and your first 2 months payments on us on select models, plus 3 months of Sirius XM satellite radio. So hurry into your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer today and see why we say the odometer is there to record the memories.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Do you drink bottled water because you don't like the taste of your tap water, or you suspect it's not safe?
Not anymore. I went to SafewayWater.com. Their water doctors make free house calls, and they are trained water treatment professionals.
If your water is under the weather or you're dealing with well water problems, call Safeway Water at 855-999-SAFE.
And be sure to drink plenty of water each day to keep the doctor away. Safeway Water.
SafewayWater.com.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
25 minutes before 10 o'clock, Carolyn Baldwin is here. Got another 25 minutes left in the show. Your questions are an important part of the show, so don't wait to call. Call right now, 622-9622. Carolyn Baldwin. The show is called In the Garden with Carolyn. The good thing about it being almost autumn is that I can start to think about not mowing the lawn. I still have to.
Right.
But what do we got? Another month before I can quit?
Another month, and then you're going to probably, if the rains slack off some, the grass will slow down on growing. And people don't understand. It is, especially those who are new to the area, don't realize that autumn is not temperatures. Winter is not temperatures. It's day length. It's the changes. Sure. It is the changes in what the precipitation is.
It's also
levels.
Holidays.
It's also the holidays come up, but it is a matter of those things that we're still. If you're looking to finish fertilizing the lawn for the year, this is like the time to do it. If you had a weed issue, go ahead and treat for them in the lawn now. Put your last fertilization down for the year. This would be be the time to put that winterizer down. Don't wait till November, because some of those name brand fertilizers, their nitrogen source is not a slow release, or it's not as slow as it should be. In order to last it through that winter months. Go with something, put it down now, and you'll realize you put it down now, it's going to green that lawn up, but it's also going to force some growth on there. But it does have the other nutrient that's going to protect help the roots be strong through the wintertime. Read and follow the directions on how much to put down for your lawn. If you're doing a weed and feed, don't do a weed and feed and a winterizer, because both a weed and feed and a winterizer are fertilizers. They are lawn food. So don't think you're doing two totally different things. You're not. So if you want to do the winterizer product versus a weed and feed, treat with your weeds with a separate product, which I generally prefer anyway, because you can do it as a better treatment. It's more even coverage.
Working in the big box stores as you do, Lowe's is usually where we would find you. A lot of the big box stores have Christmas starting like real soon.
Right.
But that's not gardening. Does gardening also have supplies that are 3 months ahead, or are gardening supplies usually for what you need right now?
When it comes to supplies, they're all there. They're usually your pesticides, your fertilizers, and things like that are usually all there. Some of the temperature ones, the winterizers, they're coming in. The things like the crabgrass preventer, that won't come in until after the holidays, because it's something you would put down in February or March. I mean, they may have it in the store, but they don't bring it down to the floor level until it's needed. The winterizer, once that's gone. They don't have that out in spring unless it's going on clearance. Plants, on the other hand, sometimes are coming in, that they come in seasonally, that are cool season plants. I hate to say that mums are here too, but petunias are coming in. To me, it's a little early for them, and they always force those, it seems like, real early, and it's normally just a little too hot, a little too wet still. But if you're going to put them in containers or the hanging basket ones where you can control how much sunlight and how much water they're getting a little better, if you can keep them up on a porch or up under an overhang. If it's going to rain this afternoon, you pull it in. And the next day, push it out, or, when the rain's finished. So those kind of things. But mums are in, which are seasonal. Everybody attributes those to fall and Thanksgiving mostly. But here it is. It's only the 15th of September.
Yeah, right.
And there's mums, and there's mums in every color. There's mum bowls. The buds are still real tight, which is nice. They won't open right away, but you can get them now. You buying them, don't let them dry out. Don't keep them soggy. Don't set them in a dish of water, but water them, check them. You may need to water every day. They don't want to, if they dry out and that bud begins to wilt, those buds are shot. You're going to trim those off and keep going. As they do open throughout the time, you might give them a very light fertilization if they're in containers. If you're using a potting mix that's going to have fertilizer in it, don't worry about them. But you can, if you're keeping them in the container they came in, say you buy a big basket, you might give it a liquid fertilizer every couple of weeks in something like that. And as the flowers become spent or faded, trim those off. Go through and just trim, and they'll make more buds. They will continue to flower, and they should go right through the winter. Just don't let them dry out, and don't keep them soggy. It's that happy medium in there that only, I can't tell you how often to water. You need to stick your finger in the pot and see. That's the only way to really tell, or get a moisture meter. What was
that thing that we had a few years ago, that worm?
The little clay worm. The little worm guy. They're kind of nifty. I haven't seen those the last couple of years, but those are cute little garden gifts. For your little stocking stuffers for your gardening friends. But with your mums, and of course all the other seasonal plants will begin to come in, the cool season things. I wouldn't be swapping out my landscape yet, my annual beds, my annual planters. The pansies, they won't be in for another at least another month, if not 2. So if you're thinking of those, just wait. Don't, be a little patient. You want them to you want them to stay alive. You don't want to have to keep replacing them, because annuals are not, they're not cheap, but they're, not something you want to. They're not inexpensive. They're not cheap. So put them in when they're going to have their best chance of survival, and that way you don't have to keep going out there getting frustrated with it.
Yeah, right.
That I can't grow anything syndrome, but it is. Florida does have autumn, does have fall, has winter, and it is like I try to tell people, it has nothing to do with snow on the ground or temperature. It's more over the combination of day length. That is lower humidity. It is temperature somewhat, but ours, of course, obviously does not go below freezing and stay there like other places. And so some of your plants, when they do finally get hit by the cold, let them be. That's what you would have done up north. That they'd have been buried in the snow. You'd have left them until next spring.
So our days, while they get shorter, are still longer than they are up north. Those days are shorter than ours, right?
I don't. We're all on the Eastern time zone. I'm not real. We are.
Yeah, but the amount of daylight, I'm saying. The further north you go, the lesser.
I guess by a small amount, but.
Well, if you get to the.
Well, you get way up
north.
there.
It's like no daylight at all.
Right, until summer.
Spring.
But. Just realize we do go through those seasons the same thing everyone else is. It's just some of ours we may move the time a little bit. But again, fertilizing that last fertilization for the year, really the last prunings on your shrubbery and hedges and things like that is about this time too. They should not grow a whole lot more through they may throw up a sprout here and there. If you've got azaleas, throw them some fertilizer. Don't prune them. You will be cutting off next spring's blooms. Your camellias, giving them a last fertilization about now too, and again, next year's blooms, they're already beginning to set those buds, or they should be. You may not see them for another few weeks, and but they're getting there. So get your last fertilization on those.
The phone lines are open if you want to call Carol Ann. The number is 622-9622. I'm keeping an eye on my banana plant, my banana, what do you call it, hand of bananas?
Yes, yeah.
I've got a big hand going on up there. Yeah. So, and it's pretty high. It's probably 10 feet up, I guess.
Wow.
It's pretty high.
Yeah. That'll be fun trying to get that down.
I'll have to cut it down.
You'll have to stand on a step stool. The rest of us would have to get a 6-foot ladder.
No, I got that big limb cutter.
Okay, limb cutter. There you go. There you go.
And I just have to catch them so they don't get ruined.
Yeah, and then the hard part is that's going to be heavy.
Is it really?
Yeah, they're heavy. Banana trees are real heavy for their size. They don't look it, but there's so much water in the tree itself and in that flower stalk. You'd be surprised how heavy it is. But when you think of pick up a few bananas in the supermarket and you throw it in the scale and you go, wow.
Yeah, right.
That's 3 pounds.
You gotta pay how much?
Maybe we'll just get a couple of them.
Speaking of that, I never understand the prices of tomatoes. I just always go for the cheaper ones. I don't believe that the more expensive ones actually cost more, or that the organic lettuce is somehow better than the other one.
I don't either.
It just seems like so much more money.
Just give me a tomato. I don't care.
All right, we'll be right back. We've got to take a break, and the phone lines are open if you want to call Carol Ann, 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Mixture of sun and clouds today with a shower thunderstorm, high of 85 to 89, partly cloudy. Still a shower thunderstorm around tonight, a low 72 to 78. Now tomorrow and Thursday are going to be fairly cloudy with numerous showers and thunderstorms. It'll cool off temperatures a little with high of 83 to 87 tomorrow. Thursday's high of 82 to 85. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Ooh, ouch. Does pain have you glued to the couch? Yes, unfortunately it's true that every year we must get older, but that doesn't mean we have to deal with pain in our back, knees, or shoulder. If your muscles and joints are sore, don't worry anymore. Come get acupuncture from me and you'll be pain-free. Acupuncture starts as low as $35 at a Better You Healthcare. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, at 615-5566. Stop your pain from driving you insane.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion. brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quick out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree it may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all of those mistakes before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
All right, 12 minutes to 10 o'clock. 12 minutes left in the garden with Carol Ann. Carol Ann Baldwin here to answer your gardening questions and to kind of get you motivated to do the next thing you need to do this time of year.
That's it. Just,
in your garden.
In the garden, where we get it all planned out, and that way you'll have your times for your holidays as it is upcoming. Within that season, if you're thinking about, there are some people that are big decorators out there, so get the lawn stuff done so that you can start working on your Halloween decorations.
Right. Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, the big Halloween.
I think that's become as big as Christmas decorations.
It has. I saw a really cool one online the other day, and I got, I like that just because the sense of humor in it was the skeletons, and there's like two up on a porch roof, and the one trying to climb up, and they're helping him up.
Oh, no.
And I thought that was just so cute. Yeah, what's that one on Facebook?
Oh, on Facebook,
yeah,
okay.
One coming up online. As something just as that we always talk about citrus, with the problem with the citrus greening, and it affects our citrus in the dooryard, and it affects citrus prices. We said about tomatoes and lettuce,
right.
and our citrus industry, which has been knocked back by I want to say, I thought I saw 60%, but in yesterday's paper, the citrus growers are asking the state of Florida and federal regulators to approve an exemption, emergency exemption for the use of 3 bactericides against the deadly citrus greening disease. It's been used, these bactericides have been used successfully for decades in apple trees and pear trees and other crops. They just haven't been used in citrus, haven't had a need for it. And so they're looking at using that, because the Field Grove trials have shown some great promise in knocking it out. And that, is something we need to really work on, because Florida's citrus industry has a 60% decline in recent years. That's a lot.
Yeah, really.
And we don't want to lose the citrus industry.
And that was one of the fears with the opening of relations with Cuba.
Right.
Is that Cuba might outdo us with certain tropical crops.
Tropical crops.
Yeah.
We already have those issues with South America and Central America.
So it shouldn't be a big deal?
It's how much more can they produce?
The other thing they were talking about was invasive species, and I didn't understand that either, because
what that is people carrying invasive species back and forth, and that's why you do not stick the cutting in your pocket or purse when you're traveling. You don't bring those seeds back without claiming them in customs.
But it hasn't been an embargo forever. It's only been, 50 years?
Right.
So that traffic back and forth between Cuba and us Shouldn't all those invasive species have made it by then?
They probably would have, because people have still traveled to Cuba. They just may not have been Americans. They go in via Canada. If you leave the United States and you travel, it's just American citizens. We're not supposed to be going to Cuba. But you get foreign travelers that come over who have traveled there and who have come over. But that's even from anywhere. It's, anything. You don't carry plant material from one country to another.
Right.
It's not legal for one without claiming it. You can, let it be inspected. Let's make sure it's not on an invasive list. Why would you want to
Maybe
carry
Donald Trump
something?
can get rid of it all.
We'll put a big fence around it. But just make sure you if you're traveling, that don't bring this stuff back if it's not supposed to be brought back. Don't bring it back. It's more trouble than it's worth. Once it gets out.
But if you get to Cuba, you can ride around in a 1955 Chevy.
There you go.
Apparently, there's plenty of them.
Yeah, because they just have to keep them running.
I don't know what's going on.
Because that's the vehicles they had. They have to keep them running.
Isn't that weird?
It just time sort of left them behind. Or something.
Yeah.
But no, it'll be some interesting. But of course, when opening some of those areas, we have the same thing in, again, South America. Brazil's a big grower of citrus, but they too have these same problems. This is not isolated to Florida and the United States. The disease came from Asia, so it has moved. It's probably pretty much on every citrus growing country. Mm-hmm. We just may not have heard about it, and it may go unchecked in a place like Cuba because we don't have relations that are that way with the scientific industry. When they redid loss for my proper words here, relations with North Vietnam, at least scientifically, their climate is very much the same as North Central Florida.
Really?
Yes,
and
that's where a lot of research is going on trying to find some of the things that were brought over into this country, either accidentally or on purpose, from Asia or from elsewhere. Do they have a natural pest over there, i.e. the potato beetle? The air potato beetle, finding it, importing it, to doing the research to see what and all it eats. So sometimes normalization of relations, I think that's the phraseology.
One of the things that it said was an invasive species that we could see is the aggressive, and there was a name for it, but it was described as aggressive. This isn't the name. Anole lizard, the same lizard we have, but it's more aggressive than the one we have.
Okay.
Which I don't know why. I mean,
it might be bigger. It may reproduce more quickly. If it's larger, it can probably out-eat our anoles, and that they eat the same foods, and possibly that they will, like the Cuban tree frog, out-competed with our little tree frog. Our little native tree frog, and he eats them.
Oh, and the snail too.
Yeah,
what was that snail?
The African land snail down in Miami, and those things get as big as bigger than my hand, and they carry disease, and so it's one of those things that you do have to watch, and that you don't carry things back. The Madagascar hissing cockroach, in certain countries, Madagascar, they keep them as pets. Here you'd need a big can of Raid. And,
Do you cry when it dies?
Oh, I don't know. It's just not my kind of pet. And neither would be the African, land snail, which and up in the Great Lakes, they have the snails up there as well that get to such a population that they clog water intake lines out of the lakes.
Oh, really?
And what was the other one? I had it right in my brain. It was going to come out next, and it slipped. Yeah, it slipped. I lost it. Oh, no, the lionfish. In our waters, they just had a lionfish roundup in which they, oh my goodness, I just read this
article
over the weekend.
extra lobsters or something.
The lionfish, I mean, they did a roundup of them, and I think it was a one-day event, and they round up over like 8,000 of them with
really? Well, they
with
would,
like 15 two-man teams.
Well, you heard that they were bonusing if you had a 10 catch limit of lobsters, and you caught 10 lionfish, you could get an extra lobster.
Yeah. Because the lionfish are so aggressive as feeders and this and that, and they don't get poked by them. I understand that's not a real good
That's not good, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're allowed to spear those and get them out of there. But it's again another invasive species that probably came out of when Andrew came through, and it destroyed home aquariums as well as exotic fish growers and pet stores.
So here's just one paragraph from the article from the Jacksonville paper. For centuries, Florida is believed to have the largest invasive species problem in the nation thanks to its pleasant climate and busy ports.
Right.
Exotic pests imperil both its farms and parks. Of Florida's shrinking natural areas, over 1.7 million acres are overrun by invasive pests. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Whether or not it's the air potato, Kogan grass, kudzu, lionfish, land snails, Cuban tree frogs. I mean, that's just a small list, let alone some other ones that have, that are less common known.
So are the iguanas that I love, are they invasive?
They're an invasive
that's not
species.
a good animal?
Yeah, they're not a good one either. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Except when they drop out of the tree.
Well, no. Anything that drops out of a tree is not cool.
Right.
Coconuts drop
out of a tree, they're going to hurt you, right. But coconuts are limited to a very small section of Florida. But yeah, the iguanas are another one. And if this anole were to get loose.
The aggressive anole, yeah. I have a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wine's Community Gardens and Nursery. They are one of your sponsors, of course. And so here's how I will ask our listeners to win this. I just need one person to call up, 622-9622. Carol Ann will be the judge. You have to name an invasive species here in Florida. It can be plant or animal. Yeah. Just one.
And I just rattled off
You just gave a whole bunch of them. So if you can name one invasive species in Florida, whether it's a plant or an animal, and Carol Ann agrees that it is an invasive species, then you will get the $20 gift certificate to Bob Wines. The number is 622-9622. I'm chuckling because there was 3 phone calls, and they all 3 went away. I don't know if the computer just glitched or what happened right there.
They weren't after the prize.
Yeah, maybe not, but that's okay. So we'll move. Oh, hold on, let me get this phone call. Good morning, you're on the air. Can you name an invasive species? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Well, never mind then.
No?
Went away again. Okay. Maybe the computer's messing up.
Oh,
but
maybe.
$20.
$20 gift
Like a
certificate
$20
to Bob
bill.
Wines, yeah.
It's like a $20 bill.
It's like a $20 bill for plants at Bob Wines.
So when you went away, were you thinking what you wanted to do when you got back in your yard and your garden?
I wasn't thinking a darn thing about it home. I was thinking about just relaxation and just had a grand time.
Well, I'm glad you did. I was living vicariously through you and enjoyed it. Hold on, let me see if I got a taker here. Good morning. Can you name an invasive species?
Kudzu, of course.
What was that?
Kudzu.
Kudzu.
Yep.
That count?
Yeah.
All right. What's your first name?
Jerry.
Jerry, you've got a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wines.
All right.
It'll be waiting for you here at the station.
Okay.
All right. Do you know where we are?
Over in the mall.
Yes, sir. In the mall, outside of the food court. Okay.
You got it.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Carol Ann.
Thank you, Larry.
We're out of time. This is WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. Thousands of migrants are stranded in Serbia after Hungary clamps down at its border crossing. Now the foreign minister says it plans to build an anti-migrant fence on the border with Romania. The one with Serbia is nearly completed. Refugees
moving up and down this 110-mile-long fence. It's 13 feet high, topped with razor wire, and they're looking for parts of the fence that they can actually gain access over. A while ago, they were simply sitting there.
Colin Brazier with Fox Sister Network Sky News on the Hungarian side of the border. They're looking for 5 people missing after being swept away in flash flooding on the Utah-Arizona border. At least 8 people are dead.
It's a wake-up call in the community that it's real.
we get these big floods that go down through as long as I can remember.
Philip Barlow, mayor of Hilldale, Utah. Fox News. We report. You decide.
There is something about the road that beckons, that invites us to